All right, guys, we're back with the second chunk of the show with Mr. Andy Kindler, Isaac Whitty, and Mike Rasmussen. I think this time let's argue back in. Should we argue like it went poorly? I'm going to do the countdown again.
Yeah.
Don't say anything that is really hurtful.
No.
To me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
3, 2, 1.
That's a stupid fucking idea.
Nothing.
Inappropriate.
Nothing
it's not Opie from Andy Griffith I'm talking about.
Oh, that's different.
That's different, yeah. I'm sorry for the misunderstanding.
Sorry, this was clearly.
I love that Opie.
It was clearly. He's the best. He's the best.
Opie, I like. Anthony! Yeah! That reminds me you ever see the Gilbert Gottfried routine? Who could have predicted that Henry Winkler would be such a big star? Chachi, sure. Henry Winkler. I don't say Chachi, of course. Henry Winkler, not so much.
Let's talk about this. What did you think of, if you have any opinion at all, what did you think of this year's Last Comic Standing? Because you were...
I love Paige, who's the producer, and she was great with me. It couldn't have been a better experience because I made.
So they have some of the same people still over there.
Paige is the executive producer, but Wanda Sykes is also the executive producer. I have not watched it. I mean, I did watch it. I'm lying. I watched it, and I thought like the week that I watched happened to be great. Mary Mack and Tim did that video. That was great. And then I have friends on the show, so it's like I'm going to root for my friends. I think it's. I don't like, honestly. I don't like any of the stuff where they have mentors. And that stuff, I couldn't care less about that.
That's a hard thing to see people who have been doing comedy for 2 decades, 3 decades, be thinking that they need to be mentored or even told what they're doing wrong by people who haven't been doing it for that long.
And I got criticized, well, not that anybody watched it, but because that was one of the problems. They love America's Got Talent, but they wouldn't watch The Last Comic Standing. But, a lot of people thought, in fact, I got so mad because it was an article, and I think it was Split Side. I don't want to say it was the wrong one if it wasn't, but they were saying
one of those.
I purposely didn't, because I'm in business with those comics or something.
That's what I wanted. I wanted to bring that up because, and I'm going to say something genuinely nice about you because I think a lot of people thought when you went on that show, because of the way your speech in Montreal and your critical sense, that you would be this guy who would be a Simon Cowell type. And anybody who knows you were wonderful to me when I was young, to Brooksy. You are quite the proponent of letting comics grow and make mistakes and be who they are, and are very supportive. So
I appreciate that.
Anybody who knows you was not surprised that you saw people and were and had nothing but nice things to say, because we all remember being worse.
Yeah,
and it's very hard. You can't.
Right.
You can tell when people have potential and they have abilities, and you can't. It's going to growth. It takes time. The people who are great at this have been doing it for.
Yeah, and the thing is, if I saw something like things that really bother me, like I'm tired of all the homeless jokes, I'm tired of retard being used. So if I heard that, I might say something. Yeah. But then when it got down to the 10 people, I would never go up to a comic in real life and go, "Oh, you should put this," unless they ask me, put this bit. And if they did, if you do a set and it turns out that, oh, maybe you should have not done this joke, or what's the point of me saying afterwards?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
just rub the salt in.
Yeah, I took the gig saying I'm not, because I hate Simon Cowell, and to me it's like I've always tried to keep my targets high, because early on I did make fun of a guy who's on the same level as me, and it hurt his feelings. And he's like, "Why are you going after me for?" And I said, "You know what? Why am I going after him?"
Yeah, I mean, there's other people. They have like if you're poking at them, they can go, "Okay, I'm going to go nap on my millions of dollars."
Yeah. So,
no, that's great. That's why I really. That's what I really liked about you being on there, and this year was a good year for Minnesota. There was 5 or 6 really funny guys.
Did you say that when you did it that you made it clear that you were not going to be the Simon Cowell?
Right, and the thing is, that's why I will eternally respect Paige Hurwitz, because every single concern that I had, there was no. I mean, not that I don't know if there were shenanigans the years before. I don't know. I mean, I remember all those things, and Dan Natterman, everyone said he should have been in, and the judges wanted him. But there were no shenanigans my year. There were no disagreements amongst the judges. There was nothing that was forced upon us. And it was like, and of course, to get to spend time with Geraldo, it was like, and Natasha, we all liked each other. And once it gets down to the judging, and also I thought Craig Robinson was great. Well, also I think J.B. Smooth is also good. He's funny. Because he's a funny guy. Yeah. And Craig Robinson was a funny guy where they're not taking themselves too seriously. And that's what I liked about.
Yeah, I love that too. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. It's not Nick Cannon, and I really liked as well seeing, like you were saying, you get to a certain point, especially with stand up. Like, what are you going to critique with with these top 10 guys who all, whether the people on TV know it or not? And in your year, it didn't seem like there was much cut into, like, hey, we need to make, for TV's sake, we need to cut into somebody. We need to poke at them. Like, I remember one of the first years, and when they were still coming around club to club and doing auditions, and the judges were Alonzo Bowden, Ant,
ugh,
and Ant, and I went up, and I was 2-3 years in,
yeah.
and I did a joke, and Ant stopped me. And Bowden was nice, and I can't remember who the gal. It was Kathleen Madigan, and she was nice too. But it was clear that somebody's like, "All right, hey, say something really shitty," and like he said the shittiest thing, and he did it to Brody too. Our friend Mike here in town, where he said something so shitty that you left there like, oh, well, I better.
It's a terrible.
Better get back to that.
Terrible.
He's the fucking worst.
I had the 2 out of 3 vote to move on to that night. And Ant did this thing. He pulled out this no thing. It was like a cardboard thing. That said
Are you
no.
kidding me? He could veto you?
He had a stamper.
He used his one veto in Minneapolis on me that year.
Oh my God!
God.
That
That's
is so
story.
horribly jerky. Did you say? I mean, it's
did you have
like,
a previous issue?
No, I'd never met him
That's even
before.
worse.
Other than never thinking anything he's ever said is funny. I mean, that's my only issue.
That is so terrible. I mean, that really bothers me to hear about it now.
Yeah.
Were the producers upset about it, or
they pretty much just went like, "Well, what are you gonna do?"
God.
That's what's great about the show. You never know.
Yeah,
That's what's great about the show and horrible about your life. Can we talk?
Ant.
Can we talk about Bob's Burgers?
Sure.
Because I love.
I'm not
the show.
allowed to legally.
Legally, you can't get into it. No,
Bad boy though. You'll
It's-
do what you want to do.
You've basically.
Oh yeah, I don't care about getting sued.
You've basically been able to do what I consider probably the 3 coolest things in the world of entertainment. You were on Raymond, which is the last great multicam in my opinion. It was the last one that was in the vein of everybody or of I Love Lucy,
Right.
where the writing would build to these wonderful situations every time.
Yeah, I loved it. I had a great time.
It was so good. And then you get to be a regular on Letterman, which is
Oh yeah, that's a dream come true.
I mean, I think I could die knowing that. That's got to be.
Well, the last
great.
time I was on there was so great because it was one of those sets. I mean, and I'm like very hard on myself, and sometimes can't even watch myself. But everything kind of came together, and then and then I really got a chance to tell him how much it meant to me.
Oh, that's great.
Being on the show, and I was like so
That's
scared
great.
to do it and it was just I said I can't. What if this is my last time? I can't not say.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And he was great about it.
He would. He wasn't. You could tell that kind of thing probably does make him uncomfortable.
Yeah, of course.
But he didn't he wasn't angry. But I could tell he appreciated it. I'm hoping he did.
Well, and it's hard to. I'm sure that's a hard thing to hear, even though you meant it in like a wonderful way.
Yeah, I said the only reason why this is the only thing I ever wanted to do was be on your show, and so the fact that I was on it was like a dream come true. And all the field pieces I did are only because of him.
Yep,
he wanted me to do them.
That's the greatest. That's the greatest.
Wow, that's cool.
That's the greatest. And now Bob's Burgers, which Bob's Burgers is. I love animated cartoons. I think they're amazing. But Lauren Bouchard is.
He's the greatest, and he was back on Dr. Cat. I always tell these. It's so because I always like to beat this dead horse. Like people will come up and go, "Oh, I like Bob's Burgers." I invariably will say, it all started with Dr. Katz, and they just stare at me. They have no idea what Dr. Katz is, but
that's crazy.
He was an executive producer on Dr. Katz, and he also worked on home movies where I did a couple of things on there too. So, and he's the only reason why I'm on this show. He wrote me into the original pilot. And,
God, that's so sweet, and that. Well, first of all, the way that he cast that show, I mean, the comedic names are not only they do their parts perfect, but they're just all incredible. Eugene and
that John
Shaw.
Roberts was like. The John Roberts who plays the mom,
yeah,
that was like an internet sensation. I'm not sure if Lauren knew him. I don't know, but that was like an internet sensation of him doing his mother.
Yeah,
and if you
and
go back and see the
it.
original thing, it's all like if you look at the original thing, it's just him like with a wig, and he does like a conversation like his mother, but you don't hear the other people.
Oh, okay.
And it's so
and
great. It's the same voice. It's the same voice.
And he wasn't doing anything acting wise.
Oh, I think no, he was opening like for Margaret Cho. He was a comedian.
Oh, okay.
And so yeah, and he was opening
great.
for Margaret Cho and stuff like that. And then Dan Mintz was originally cast to be the son.
Yeah.
And then they changed it to a daughter, and they just kept him the same voice.
And that Tina, it's God, that voice
and
is so funny.
Kristen Shaw is so good.
It's
and there's
incredible.
Tina Louise, but they didn't mean it to be Tina Louise, which is someone who's on Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
It just worked out that way.
Well, and don't they and maybe I'm misinformed about this, but I thought that a lot of the stuff where when you go and you do voiceover, like I did American Dad, and you go in and you read, it's just you hit your
Can
line.
you not use American Dad? Were you on American Dad?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were.
Can you not say American Dad?
Oh, you did an episode.
I did an episode. I did
Why
a couple
did I do
characters
that?
on it.
I didn't hear you say that.
Oh, no, I don't care.
I thought you let me finish. That's the kind of show they should have more of that idiot on. What is his name?
McFarlane.
Yeah, McFarlane. Yeah.
Let's get some more shows on.
Yeah, get more. Yeah.
If we could, is there a Quagmire spinoff that we could get going? But when you go in and you record that,
I still feel terrible about the fact that you were on American Dad and I had to put down the show. What kind of a human being I am?
You're a monster.
I don't deserve to be here.
You're a monster. Let me make my point.
Yeah.
My point
Definitely
was,
make your point.
When you do,
I mean, because I should have more. Oh, sorry.
When you do voiceover, it's often you in a booth. And you don't even get read in unless you ask them to. And they're just like, your line is, well, we're all going over to the shop. And then you just say that a few different ways. They might give you some notes. Yep. And like when I did it, I had to ask for somebody to read me in. I was like, can you read me in? But don't on Bob's Burgers, don't they often have numerous or don't they read with everybody together?
Well, here's the thing. Like Dr. Katz, which this all kind of went back to, those and they have more ad-libbing, and there's ad-libbing here too, but because this is on a network, like the Simpsons were on Fox, and the Simpsons made a rule that the network could never say anything about anything, and because it was animation, it was hard to make notes.
Yep.
Well, I think, and I understand that they do want to weigh in, and so on this show, they have table reads, and they have half the cast is living in Los Angeles. Half the cast is in New York. Now, I don't always do the table reads, but I do come in for and then usually there's other people. It's very rare that I'm there alone to do it, unless I'm doing like something over again.
Yep. So that's cool. But then when they record, do you record? Are you recording by yourself? Are you in a booth by yourself when you record?
When I record, they put
others?
on the toupee like Mort. I have to wear that. And it's actually done in Korea because that's where the
you record in Korea.
I
knew that show had a Korean vibe.
Yeah. I couldn't think of anything funnier to say. No,
that makes so much sense because half the people live in L.A., half live in New York. Screw it. Let's all go somewhere else.
That's true. That's why Korea seemed to be in the middle.
Yeah.
Well, they all did come out for the pilot, though. There's no reason why you have to listen to my answers, Si. I mean,
sorry,
I got you your start. You were 2 years old. You had a runny nose. That was your whole bit. My nose is running. My nose is running. And Isaac was saying, "Look, I've invested a lot of money into my stamp collection business."
Yep.
And I said, "Stop it. Drop it and become a comic."
And look at me now.
And look at you now.
And look at
you.
you now
Ask me a
in that
question.
nice
And what are you doing? You tweeting?
I'm pulling up. I'm tweeting. I'm pulling up.
I have no energy for my fake angry guy.
Tell me a little more about your childhood.
Jews.
Here's a question for you.
Why don't you? Hey, why don't you just ask me a goddamn question instead of prefacing it?
Hey.
You're interviewing me.
Hey,
don't you?
Hey.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to cast Cy as the Hey guy, he's available. I'm available as the Eric Bogosian character.
Oh, can we get some of that? That's good.
You know what the reference is?
I don't know
the character he played in Talk Radio. You ever see that movie? Won't be back with more stream of consciousness that literally goes nowhere with Andy Kindler.
What you spent a lot of time.
Wait, could you please say? Let me ask you a question.
Hold on. All right, let me ask you a question.
Oh, good.
Yeah. A question.
Oh, this should be entertaining.
Can we come off of laughter to me asking you to ask a question? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay.
I know what you mean.
But let me ask you. Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
You spend a lot of time poking fun at stuff. What do you like? What's if you have one like on television right now, airing, not a Netflix show, something on television? Are you watching anything? Is there anything you like?
It.
And it can't be something you're in. What do you like?
I would like to provide an answer.
Yes. Go on.
Well, I still continue to love Portlandia.
Yep. Yep.
So I just think that's hilarious.
Yep.
And then my mind goes blank all the time is my problem.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what's on and what's new.
Mm-hmm.
I liked True Detective. I thought it was great. And there's
really good.
various dramas But I can't think of any
Comedic?
comedies. I'm sure they were there.
Yeah.
But I can't think of it right now.
What was the last movie you saw you liked?
I saw Her, which I liked.
Yeah, I liked her a lot, too.
Yeah. And Blended. I saw Blended.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but let me ask you a question about it, okay? I just did what you do.
Yeah.
Is it one of those? Drew Barrymore's in it, right?
Yeah.
No, is it one?
They're recapturing the magic from 51st Dates.
I'm just spitballing.
Okay.
At the beginning of the movie,
okay.
do they not get along? Maybe they don't get along at the beginning of the movie? Like
I
oil
think
and
they're
water?
I think they're pretty opposite.
Right, and they're like, there's no
How
way.
would that ever work?
You could never see them together.
The first 10 minutes, you're like, these two aren't right for one another.
Right.
Yeah.
And then at the end, does it turn around?
I don't want to give the end away.
I hear it's in Africa. Do they treat Africa respectfully?
Honestly, I believe there's no characterization of negativity.
I heard that they just call
Terry Crews is in there singing.
Who's Terry Crews?
He's the big muscle guy, the big black muscle guy.
Oh, you're so racist. Why isn't he just a big muscle guy?
That type of thing.
He's a big. That's his thing. He's a big.
Unbelievable. Are you going right from
muscle
here to a
guy.
KKK meeting, or do you first stop at home?
No. I gotta get my gear. I gotta get some.
There's not one KKK guy who refers to his gear. I can't go to the meeting tonight. I don't have a spare sheet. Where's my gear? Like my
Honey, why is your KKK an old Jewish woman?
Hello,
honey, where's my gear?
Who hit my KKK gear?
Like I'm gonna go. I'm wearing shorts.
Yes, they'll know who I am by my legs. Grand Wizard, more like the Grand Not So Wizardly.
We've been able to take a break for a while, but I can't stop because I feel like there's four more.
Okay.
There's four more in this bit.
Hello. I've noticed our organization's a little racist. Anybody else? We're not gonna get a lot of black people. I'll tell you that. I said no starch. I can't be burning down a black person's home, and I'm all of a sudden itchy. You know what's more annoying than the cross on the lawn that won't burn?
What?
Itchy. Let me ask you a question. When I'm chasing a black person down the street and my goddamn robes are too long, heads are going to roll.
Yeah.
Yes, I tripped over my robe and let 3 black people get away. I ordered tar and feathers. No feathers came in. Hello. It's not called tar and tar.
We're going to take a break, and we'll be back.
Hello.
Walzer.
I was reading this article in Edmonds about car shopping. Take a look.
Okay. Americans hate car shopping so much they'd rather give up sex and do taxes.
Yeah, it gets better.
What's ridiculous, though, is just how many people hate the haggle. 1 in 5 said they'd willingly give up sex for a month rather than haggle for a new car. Another 44% said they'd be willing to give up Facebook.
Read on, Sir Tom.
Even more worrying, though, are the number of people that would simply prefer to avoid the car buying experience altogether. 1 in 3 people surveyed said they'd rather do taxes, go to the DMV, or sit in an airplane's middle seat.
Tom, this is the reason that Walzer does business differently. We've been hassle and haggle-free for over 10 years, and people love it. Great pricing online, in the store, every single car, every single day.
And you don't have to give up Facebook?
Nope. In fact, I'd like you to read our new slogan from our brand new marketing department.
Okay, here goes. Don't give up sex. Buy from Walzer and save the haggling for home.
What do you think?
Slight improvement over the old marketing department. I have a good reason to be talking today to Mike Bryant of the law firm of Bradshaw and Bryant.
Other than I'm one of the nicest people you know.
Well, that too. Now, today I need some legal advice.
I'll do my best. We always do our best for all of our clients.
Okay, here's my problem. I think I have a libel case for you to handle.
Okay, give me the facts.
Okay, the facts are I've been accused of being a bigoted, racist asshole.
Okay, I think a jury would be convinced, based on your statement, that there is no place for racism, that you hired the first black co-host for a radio show in the market, and that you grew up in North Minneapolis, that you couldn't, by any stretch of the imagination, be guilty of racism.
Well, thank you for that.
Easy money for Bradshaw and Bryant. The facts show the person was uttering the canard, had libeled you, defamed you, and damaged your reputation.
And he also called me an asshole. What can you do for me there?
Honestly?
Well, yeah, of course.
In libel, truth is an affirmative defense.
You mean if I am an asshole and he calls me an asshole, I have no complaint?
I'm just saying.
All right, we're back.
Let's get ready to kibitz.
Let's go. Okay, so your Montreal's coming up. It's a couple weeks away.
You don't care about Isaac and what he has going on?
I care
Is that
nothing.
You're telling me about that?
Hold on,
No?
let's ask. Here's the deal, real quick.
Okay.
We'll go a rapid fire question section.
Yeah.
Mike Rasmussen, you're going to yell the word rapid fire, and then you and I, one boom, boom, boom. We ask Isaac personal questions for about a minute and a half. Get his answers out, and then we get back.
And
to
we
you.
edit it out later.
We're going to edit it. Yeah, no.
Why would you say that?
We're not going to
Why-
edit it.
I just don't think it's needed.
No. We're gonna trim it a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, who needs to know about your horticulture collection?
Ready?
Well, why'd you ask? Why would you
All
ask?
right, I'll get some music ready. Ready? Rapid fire!
Do you have a job right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
How's everything going with your? What's the job you have?
It's,
Is it comedy related?
It's comedy, and it's also
Does
a
your
wait
job
tables.
make you feel bad about yourself?
Yeah.
What's the funniest thing that you ever seen to?
Oh, probably when I went. Wow.
Did you ever? Have you ever had a crowd that you felt was more like a small group?
Do your parents
Yeah.
respect
And I
you?
say, well, let's go to the Denny's and get a booth.
Do your parents
That's what I
respect
say.
you?
Yeah.
Do you have any jokes to start out with? Who's the genius rocket scientist? Who's something?
4.
Do people ever guess how tall you are?
Not accurately, no.
Did you ever say the two guys in the front row? What is this? A computer screw up?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do.
yeah.
What's the most racist thing you've thought today?
The rope thing.
Do you
The
still
rope-
hit? Do you still beat your racist?
I do my best.
You know what that's based on? Do you still beat your wife? It's like you can't.
Oh, I get it.
Oh, yeah.
Both ways.
What a bunch of knuckleheads I'm dealing with. If you had to say the worst thing about what's going on with you now, I know it's hard to pick.
Oh, boy.
What would you go with?
I'd go tax problems.
Do your sexual problems? Do you find humor in them, or is it more like, hey, I'm impotent and it's not good?
Oh, if you can't laugh at yourself,
Have you ever drawn a frowny face on the end of your sexual parts when it's not working?
not that I remember.
Have you ever been accused of premature ejaculation, or have you never been in bed with a man or woman?
Yes.
Right. You don't properly use a mic correctly. Is there a reason for that?
My father didn't understand microphone technique.
You're a little jittery right now. Is there a reason for that?
There's a lot of rapid fire coming right at me.
You're not
section.
very likable. Does that hurt you on stage?
Surprisingly, no. Yeah. No, it doesn't. No.
Why did it not work out now so far?
So,
What's the hardest thing about it not working out so far?
yeah,
though,
the
lately?
discomfort, everyone looking at you.
You live in Minneapolis. Are you a big fish in a big lake, or you're a small fish looking for a pond?
Old big fish. Old,
Do you think
almost dead
that was a
fish.
play on the 10,000 lakes?
I think so.
Have you ever not complained about the weather in the winter?
What's the coldest you've ever been?
-20.
Do you like that woman Michelle? What's her face? Who was in the Congress and she's conservative?
Bachman, I love her.
Bachman.
Great.
Yeah,
She's the best.
why is she there? Who is she? Why is she?
Me and everyone voted for her.
Explain to us why you voted for her.
Is it true that you call Franken late at night and you run bits by him?
Is it true that Franken has written most of your punchlines?
Did you not date Amy Klobuchar and she dropped you for boredom?
Would you just do your boombox bit on air for the rest of the show?
Is it
too
true
long.
Is it true that Amy Klobuchar dropped you because you were too serious?
Yes.
Do you like NPR? How much do you hate? How much do you hate Garrison Keillor? A lot? Not so much? You'd like to jump out of a window if you hear his voice again.
Somewhere in between the window thing and the not so much.
How many times will you laugh when he goes, "The land of nothing," and where the women are faces, and the guys like biscuits? What's your favorite part?
Marry one, have sex with one, kill one. Garrison Keillor.
And Jews. Come up with.
I definitely have sex with Garrison Keillor.
Again. That's my favorite joke. I don't want to get AIDS again. Come up with a name of right at the top of your head of a game show that would be on NPR.
As the wind blows?
No, wait, don't stop me.
The wind.
Hello, I got the answer.
Those are both
Oh yeah,
titles.
hello, I've got the.
Yeah. Why don't you wear belts? And how come your parents were in something?
Because I like to wear pants that fit, and
Amish, yay or nay?
Yay!
When was the last time you bought new clothes?
Oh boy, 2 weeks ago.
Why do you answer rhetorical questions?
How much longer is this?
How many Isaac? Do you know Isaac from the Love Boat? His name was Isaac. Your name is Isaac. Tell me about it.
People would often they do that point thing, and I didn't know what they were doing.
Count
when
to
I was a
10 as
kid.
fast as you can.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That's
Have you
pretty
ever?
good.
Has anybody ever said that you're not good at answering things?
And that's the Isaac Witty
Wow.
Rapid Fire section.
God. It's like everyone got to know me so
I felt good.
Yeah.
My wife says no problem, so I can call her afterwards. And she
cool.
said, "Who's Isaac Whitty?"
Zing, zing, zing.
Zing, zing, zing goes the zinger. I swear to God, I just pulled a muscle in my face from trying to make people laugh. Zing, zing, zing goes the zinger.
What? Let's
Can
get,
you turn off my my microphone headset that I'm not wearing because it's bleeding into the? God damn it!
I thought it wasn't working.
It is. It's working. But,
He doesn't enjoy it.
That's right. That proves it works. That proves it works. What a jerk I am! I told you I don't want it to work. I can't take these conditions. Conditions. Look, I told you we were going to meet for the lynching at 4, not 4:15, not 4:20. Hello, I said stop the Jewish students outside of town who are coming down to help.
so you're doing the state of the industry again.
Can you take it down so far that people will want to kill themselves? Can you ask me about Montreal in the most dry, depressing way possible?
I can try again.
I'm not going to Montreal just because of the way you dealt with it. Yes, I'm going to Montreal.
Are you?
What do you want to do about it?
Are you?
Who wants to know? Yes, I gave me the speech. So we got the next speech and it's sold out. Don't even try again.
Are you doing it
Now?
again this year?
Now,
This
get
year?
it?
Are you-
Masturbation
Oh,
joke.
again?
People love dick jokes. They say
do.
they no longer do.
But they still do.
They still like dick jokes, and I would like to ban them. And you know what I'm talking about when I say ban them. You know what I'm saying?
Sex.
This guy knows what I'm talking about. 1 inch from the floor.
What do you? Can you give us any of the subjects? You're
Yes,
touching on
yes.
this year?
It's interesting that you bring that up in a
would
way
love to hear you
because
talk about
because I would like to talk about. I am going to talk about.
What's your
I'm going to
beef
talk about
these
all the
days?
things.
What are you
that's
beefing?
right.
What are you beefing?
It's nice. Thanks, man. I'm going to talk about all the different activities that Jimmy Fallon has done with what did he do with the Cameron Diaz? He did the wheelbarrow.
Yeah, he likes.
That's incredible. He
likes nostalgia stunts.
he did a human pyramid
Yeah.
with Martha Stewart. So I'm not saying it's funny. I'm just saying I'm going to do it.
Right.
Okay.
And then I'm going to talk about. I got nothing.
Oh, it's fine. Should we let?
I got to get my cards. I don't have a memory like you guys do.
Honestly, when this you could.
I have more than 4 jokes.
Here are the cards.
Yeah, I change my material every year, so it's hard for me to remember. You guys are still doing your bicentennial material.
Yeah.
And trying to make it look current. I don't know.
I miss Clinton.
I have 2 more weeks. I better start writing it because it doesn't. I'm going to talk about Ricky Gervais a lot. I'm going to talk about
Let's
him
hear.
a lot.
Let's. Can you spill us some of that? How you feeling lately?
Here's a general question.
Yeah.
When you know that someone that you're making fun of is in the room, do you feel different or uneasy, or do you like that?
I don't think it's ever really happened like
Really?
you're saying. I know I did purposely go after the guy from I think it's APA?
The
yeah.
agency.
Yeah, I went
Yeah.
after him because he said he wasn't going to represent. Allegedly, he wasn't going to represent me because of the anti-Louis C.K. things, and so I called him out there. But he says he never said that.
What?
They weren't going to sign me anyway.
Yeah. Who? Last year, Mulaney introduced you. The very
Oh, that
funny
was so
John
great.
Mulaney.
Oh, this year it's going to be T.J. Miller.
T.J. Miller. Okay, that was my question. That's Isaac's buddy.
I've known TJ for a long time.
I love him.
TJ we worked in Vincent's, Indiana. He emceed, I featured, and it was some guy from Kentucky and he's like one of those few guys that I actually did keep in touch with.
Yeah, when I first met him, he says to me, Andy, I just want to say, I really respect what you do. I'm very, I really think it's amazing how funny you are, and when because I said the same thing to Bobby Slayton last night, but I really mean it when I'm saying it to you. He's such a wise ass. So great.
No, he's so
Now
funny.
you got me really worried that I don't have stuff to do.
Yeah. You should be worried.
Oh God! Why do I do it every year? I can't. What am I gonna? I'm not gonna. What am I? One up myself?
Yeah, one up
It's
yourself.
over. It's over. Well, thanks for. Usually, Either if you're going to set me up for stuff, you're supposed to pre-set me up for stuff.
Yeah.
I
I
tried.
mean, it's ridiculous.
Well, you got to be. You're only a few weeks out.
You've ruined 2 weeks out.
You're
I'm supposed to be writing all this week.
God, that's a mistake then.
Yeah, but I have to do this. I have to do this. Oh, we're going to do. You know what? It's not. It's not the Tom Barnard podcast that I'm doing today.
Yeah.
Yet he's not here.
Yeah.
You ever thought about hiring Bruce Valanche?
Can you get Bruce? I might have to get Bruce. Oh, I'm dead.
What?
I'm gonna have to do all kinds of. It's gonna be all bits about Debbie Reynolds or something.
Oh, you got some Debbie stuff in there? Oh, good.
Oh, I'm so scared. I must have stuff. It's on my other card. Oh, I'll probably do a lot of stuff about Jimmy Fallon. I'll probably do a lot of stuff about Leno.
Yeah.
Leno's like he has a car that runs on the energy from all the dreams he's crushed over the years. Do you know that he sits in the right now? He's like, hey, Justin Bieber is what he does now. Hey, Justin Bieber's in the news into the rear view mirror of a vintage car that runs on licorice. Hey, he's in now. In medical news. In the field of sports. Oh, how about the show The People's Couch?
Oh, I haven't seen it.
It's people watching TV. That's the show.
That's not real.
It is. It's on only on not Bravo. It's like it's on
Sounds like a
TBS.
Bravo
very funny.
show.
TBS. Very
It's
funny.
a TBS show?
I think it is.
That is very funny.
Very funny.
Very funny.
People. It's all you need is a pun now. The People's Couch. The People's.
Yeah.
The People's. If I could think of another one, I would do it here. But that's it. That's it. So you sell it by the pun.
Yeah, that's great. Is it on before or after Sullivan and Sons?
I sell by the pun. It's on Sullivan and Sons. That's not still on, is it?
Yeah, it's in its third season.
It can't be.
Wait, what is
I
Sullivan and
swear to
Sons?
God. It's Steve Byrne. It's got Roy Wood Jr., who's amazingly
He's hilarious. I love
funny.
him.
He's on
great.
there. It's like Cheers because
shit.
it's at a bar
Okay.
But is that the thing where everyone's racist, but it's hilarious?
because they're different races.
Oh. But isn't one of the guys specifically racist in the show?
Like one of the old men. Yeah.
Yeah, and they all laugh at him because he's charming.
It's got Brian Doyle Murray on it,
He's good.
and and the dad from the Wonder Years.
You're never going to work after this.
It's
It's
fine.
over for you.
I didn't say anything negative, Andy.
My favorite show is Two Broken Girls.
Yeah.
I'll
That's also on the Bravo network.
Yeah. It's
It's
I'll
two
probably
men
go after
fixing a house.
the Mindy Project. I'll
Oh,
probably go
please
after.
do.
I just can't believe it. It's like what if that show was on? If anybody else was in it, it's like there's nothing. How tell me that's not like a hacky show?
Yeah.
That sitcom. I don't have anything clever yet, but I'll work on it.
No. You started at a good point.
And I will talk about the Opie Anthony thing because
You will.
because I want. Yeah, I will talk about that. I wasn't going to talk about that. Oh, I'm also don't look at your watch. I'm also
No,
going to talk
I'm
about
doing breaks
and a
now.
lot of this stuff. There's a lot of stuff that upsets me.
Yeah.
But I can't talk about it. I've learned that I can't talk about it on Twitter because it just gets too upsetting.
People gets too upsetting for you or other
for
people
me
get
and
really
other people,
upset?
and I want to block all my friends.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about because I was so enraged how every person and a lot of women and this woman. I had this horrible argument with a woman comedian about the Woody Allen thing, where all of a sudden people thought because of. So I'm going to say, the court of public opinion is not an actual court. And the Vanity Fair article is not evidence.
Yeah,
I'd like to
it's an
submit, Your Honor,
article.
as evidence this article about Vanity Fair, and I just couldn't believe that people who clearly nobody knows. He was exonerated. So first of all, you should assume he's not guilty. But just the fact that people think because he's attracted to 18-year-old women, that means he's a pedophile. If I was 42 years old. And you're telling me if I was attracted to 18-year-old was take me away. Take me away. I'll serve my time. So I just got so mad because all of these people just called him a pedophile, and then Nicholas Kristof, who writes for the Times, allowed his column to be hijacked by Mia Farrow. So here's what I'm saying. I think I can talk about this in that setting,
because
that's my time to do
it's
it.
your time to do it instead of Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, I totally agree. I think when that Sterling thing happened too, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar he wrote a really smart piece about the rage machine, and it's something becomes the hot topic on social media, and everybody wants to look like they care. They want to look like they're informed, and they want to look like they're on the right side of the opinion. So they all jump in, to this rage machine and this guilt machine without actually looking at, and I don't know, none of us know with Woody Allen. There seems to be some damning stories, but he was exonerated.
I don't think there are. I disagree, because the only damning stories you can point to are from the Vanity Fair article.
And she wrote
and
them.
she wrote the Vanity
Mia
Fair
Farrow,
article.
Yeah.
And also, the guy, I'll give you a perfect example. The prosecuting attorney in that case he's the one who's feeding the flames.
Yeah.
He says he could have prosecuted Woody Allen, but he didn't want to upset. Now he should be whatever the word is.
Disbarred.
Yeah, if he could have done it, he should have done it. So my point is, there's absolutely and also the idea that someone is just a pedophile with one person in their whole life makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, that's not how those.
And so I think there's no evidence at all. Like, you can be angry that he dated, and then people really think it's his daughter that he dated, and they go, "No, it's not his daughter." Well, it's his adopted daughter. No, it's not his adopted daughter.
It's her.
It was Andre Previn's adopted daughter.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, she's friends with Roman Polanski, Mia Farrow.
Yeah.
And so it's all these things. Like, I don't think that's why I got really upset about it, because I had followed the case when it first happened. I'm that old, and I remember the voodoo dolls that she sent to him. She's obviously disturbed, Mia Farrow.
Yeah.
And the fact that, you know how many divorce cases they try to pin that on the other guy, on the someone claims that they're sexually abusing. Happens a lot.
Yeah.
And Moses, one of the other brothers, the brother says it never happened, and that he actually is estranged from the family because he wouldn't hate Woody Allen enough. So I think there's no evidence that he did this, and I think that you certainly can't say you know that he did it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then you certainly shouldn't be saying that people shouldn't act in his movies, like they're supposed to go. Oh, yeah, no one's.
I'm going to turn. I've worked my entire life to be an actor, and now I got a chance to be in something that's going to make my career, and I should turn it down because of
because
something I think I remember
because
was really
something
funny.
you might.
Yeah, right.
No, I
Long time ago, I remember Rosie O'Donnell taking a stand and saying she would never be in a Woody Allen.
No, Rosie!
Oh, it was on the table.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's the thing that's insidious about it. It's like, even you, I'm not saying even you, but because immediately, all of a sudden, I happened to move to L.A. in '78, and when I moved there was the very famous McMartin case, and it was a preschool case where the whole nation thought these people had abused these kids, and they found out later that there was a whole time period that psychiatrists were encouraging kids to pull stories that did not happen, and they found out that this is a thing. And in fact, it was a woman who did that. It was a woman who uncovered this. She did a thing where she took 30 people, she took 3 stories that were real in their lives, and she added a 4th story that had a lot of information that sounded right. Like, a half of the people in the study ended up believing that it had happened, and also provided other details.
Oh, wow.
So imagine you've got Mia Farrow, and the thing is, I don't know. I really don't know. But I wouldn't even be saying any of these things if she hadn't come out, used her power and influence to get a column. And I'm sorry. See, this is the type of thing.
But
this is
you're
the type
right.
of thing it's going to be.
Isaac and I were talking about this on Monday too, because the problem with it is when this rage machine gets going, and you try to indict people on these horrific crimes. You can't undo that.
Right.
A big portion of our society still thinks that the Duke lacrosse players raped those women.
Right.
And they absolutely did not.
Right.
But because it was the horrible story, and then the moment they were found not guilty, and like literally they did nothing wrong other than being college kids who were partying, everybody was like, well, they didn't do it, and then it was over. But everybody today
You're exonerated.
Yep.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah. So, all right, we're going to take one more quick break, and then we'll finish up the show.
What is it, a 5-hour show?
It's 15 hours.
Well, what's going on here?
We have to have ad space.
Yeah, but I've been here since 1 in the afternoon.
We have to have ad space.
I'm a big star.
We're closing it down.
I have to write a speech that obviously I'm not prepared for.
How about you prepare some of those speech notes, and we'll go out on your speech?
Unbelievable.
We'll go out on the last 5 minutes. Will be your speach.
This will not stand. I'm not doing any more of these things.
We're breaking it.
I would say this about Midwest Fence. As I told you, I already bought a mile of PVC fence from Midwest Fence. You can see it on Brockton Lane in Dayton if you'd like to drive out there. It's white and very pretty. And it looks brand new, and it's got to be 15 years ago.
PVC's getting very popular now.
Oh, yeah.
And the Buff Tech Certigrade, they got color schemes that match any siding or color of your house now. That's all brand new in the last 3 years.
Just in the last 3 years?
Yeah.
And this is fencing you're never going to have to treat?
No, PVC and Trex never need to be treated.
People hear about these options. They get excited. They get stars in their eyes. They start making plans. Then they think, wait a minute, these guys finance this?
We have one of the best financing programs you can find. We actually use a home improvement financing company out of Salt Lake City. You get 12 months free interest. You got 12 months to pay that off without paying a penny. No interest and no monthly payment.
So you say to yourself, 12 months. If you can put the money together in 12 months, get the fence now. All you got to do is say, will I have it within the next year?
Exactly.
Works
I like
for
that.
me.
MidwestFence.com.
Yeah, with more clubs.
Yeah.
You son of a gun. So she was naked and not naked?
Yeah, at the same time.
How is that possible?
At the same time. All right, guys.
I'd like to see that on the board.
Isaac, do you have anything you're doing soon? Do you want to talk about anything?
Go to the.
Do you want to go back to the rapid fire thing? Should we close the show on rapid
No,
fire?
I felt like we did
What
that.
do you got?
Why don't you plug something?
Go to the turkeys.net. No, go to my damn channel and watch the turkeys. Go to the
Sketch
turkeys.
group.
Yeah,
Funny
it's my
sketch
sketch group.
Is that you're in that group?
I'm in that group.
Could you promote it with less, with more trepidation and fear?
You know,
I don't know if people want to see
sorry
it,
to
really.
bother you guys, but if you have a computer and you happen to have a few moments to yourself, and go to my damn channel and look at the turkey
Does it
page.
sound- does it
We have a
sound
lot of sketches.
I don't feel pushed.
Yeah.
What's your Twitter?
Isaac Whitty, one word. Yeah.
One word. Mr. Kindler.
Abadali Kindler. At Andy Kindler.
At Andy Kindler.
At Andy Kindler.
And you will be at Acme Comedy Company
Tonight,
tonight,
through Saturday. Two
tomorrow,
shows,
and
Friday and
Saturday.
Saturday. What the hell is that?
It means we're
Is
not
the caller
answering
there?
that phone
Is the
call.
caller there? What was that?
Hello and welcome to
Yes,
the Tom Bernard Show.
you
I'm
are- you-
going to get my hands inside those
You-
cargo shorts of yours and...
You're the ninth caller. You've with the turtle wax. Ooh.
Does somebody want to talk to our
Yeah.
alti-faggy guest?
Yeah.
Sure.
Can we shut it down? Do we have to talk to him?
I don't mind.
Well,
Who is it? Depends who it is.
guess.
Is it Mike from Blaine?
It's Mike from Blaine.
Okay, let's put him on. We'll have him
How
ask.
far is Blaine?
It's 4
Not
days.
far.
It's about 20 minutes.
Mike from Blaine, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Mike, we got time. We're shutting the show down, but we got time for your questions for Andy himself.
Andy Kindler, professional comedian here at your service. How can I help you, Mike?
I know I met you last time you were in town. I'm probably going to see you again. I'd just like to say hi.
Was I nice?
Yeah, you were super nice. Actually, I don't know, this is a little embarrassing, but I've actually gone to other shows and tried to recreate that experience that I had with you, and I was just not able to do it.
What was that? Was I kibitzing? What were we doing? Were we kibitzing? What was happening? Did I
don't know.
kibitz with you? Were we schwitzing together? What did we do?
Did you make the other comedians try to put on Andy's like a likeness of him? Was that why it was difficult to recreate?
You know what the problem is in life? You can't recreate the magic. That experience that we had was something that will never be able to be. It's like Woodstock. There were no bathrooms, and nobody paid. It's like that. You can't get. What do you think? You're gonna go up to a Joe Coy and get a similar vibe? Is that what you were? Who'd you go? Who'd you go up to though? And let's make fun of them, Mike. Who was it?
Joey Coco Diaz.
Mm-hmm.
That's his name, Joey Coco.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joey Coco.
And he said, "Get out of my face" or something like that, or what did he do?
No, he was super nice, but he had to go smoke something.
He was no Kindler.
Maybe you shouldn't have scripted it.
I didn't script it. All right.
All right, what's your questions for him, buddy?
He didn't have a question.
No, he's
What does Heidi Klum smell like?
Heidi Klum. Let me tell you something. He's not asking. You don't have to make it dirty. Why don't you get your face out of
My
the
face
vagina?
is out of the sand. I went along with you.
She couldn't. I did the Sports Illustrated swimsuit special in 1999 with Heidi Klum. There's footage of us online dancing together. She couldn't keep her hands off of me.
I totally.
Because I kept touching her.
Yeah.
You have to use your hands to
Yeah,
push.
she could. Yeah, she. That was kind of what I was saying.
Yeah.
And no, she smells great, and we keep in touch. And I date, and I'm dating Seal.
Oh, that was great. All right. When you because I saw some of your videos and you went to space camp for David Letterman. Do you like write those bits yourself, or do you just kind of free.
The writers write it, and my friend Jeremy Weiner, who is the point man on that one, he's a brilliant writer. They write a lot of stuff, and then when I get there, I do some ad-libbing, and when the Kindler magic starts, I don't know where it comes from, Mike. It's a gift from God, baby. All of a sudden, something will occur to me like, hey, is this space camp? Yeah, no, so it's some scripted. Also, Jeremy Weiner, he pitches me stuff. At first, I was resistant because I said to myself, who can come up with better things than me at the moment? Well, he did. So, and so now that's how it works, Mike. It's all on my new memoir. Called Below the Radar, the Andy Kindler story.
Oh, that's good.
50 years of not happening. It's not happening. Mike, what are you reading during this? Mike, what are you doing, an origami over there? What do you got? What are you quilting? What are you doing in Etsy? What are you doing over there?
I was thinking about how being in space would make you 80% less Jewy.
Oh, my God. I knew you were a KKK guy. What are you doing over there, Mikey? A scrapbooking?
All right, Mike, buddy. Thanks for calling in.
We love you, Mike. Stay on the line because we have free tickets to Joe Coy.
All right, later.
Later, my man.
All right, guys. That's going to do it for us today.
Is that you have one call a show?
That guy calls every time. I forgot about that.
Is this live?
Yeah.
This can't go out.
Streaming.
No,
this can't go out.
Yeah, well, I mean...
This can't go out.
Sorry.
I'm not kidding around. I was told this would be edited. This can't go out.
We'll edit it.
No! Don't let my bad acting fool you. It's not going out.
All right, well...
What's the point of doing it if it's already went out?
That's what I say. That's what I always say.
Wipe out!
I don't want to stop. I just want to let you. I just want to let you exasperate them.
Why are my arms tired from carrying you guys for the last 3 hours? You know what I'm saying? What's the point of having a host if I'm providing all the comedy?
There's no. I'm just a skin sack.
I can't believe that we rehearsed that Isaac Whitty rapid fire thing all morning.
I know.
You didn't invite me.
It sounded good.
Oh, maybe
though.
that was the problem.
It
We should
sounded
invite
good.
him.
It sounded good.
I missed all my parts.
All right, guys. That's pretty much it.
You know what?
Well, that was.
You know what? I feel like B, at least B+.
There's a way to, shouldn't there be? Isn't there like a state law that a show can't go too long?
No. We just want to wear them out. We want to wear our audiences out.
I mean, what am I being asked to do here?
If you're not a dummy, get down to see Andy tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday at Acme Comedy Company, and be one of the people who stays in the room.
I worked all these years for this? Harry, I have to, but you?
Could you give us one more? Could you give us the waiter one more? You and your wife's waiter?
That's Mr. Saturday Night, right?
What's the waiter?
Can you give us the waiter, the stereotypical waiter, one more time?
Did I do it already? What's that?
Yeah. When we were doing gay stereotypes. Your stereotype.
So, okay. Can I have a waffle? Oh, I'm so sorry. The waffle line's been turned off. Would you like some chili?
And we're out.